Let's revisit this story on North Carolina State broadcaster Gary Hahn, seen here in red. Hahn has been calling basketball and football games for the Wolfpack since 1991. However, while on the call for the Mayo Bowl, where NC State took on and eventually lost to Maryland, he said this.
One other bowl game involving an ACC team going on, that's the Sun Bowl. And amongst all the illegal aliens down in El Paso, it's UCLA 14 and Pittsburgh 6. That's with 11:15 to go in the second quarter.
In effect, Hahn pictured was suspended. The comments were condemned by many, including those on the campus of NC State. Trump loyalists, though, saw it differently.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. I thought interjecting politics into sports was deemed acceptable by deacons at Woke United Methodist.
Is it really that big a deal? I mean, is it really that big a deal? I mean, I guess. I mean, how's it offensive? Who's it offending? Again, you're a middle-aged white guy. You better be very, very careful.
The bowl game, the bowl weekend was affected by this. They couldn't have the fan fest that they were supposed to because of these illegal aliens, because of the immigration problem.
I have some good news for all of our viewers watching in straw huts in Guatemala. Our Lord and risen King, Joe Biden, has opened up our borders wider than Shay Shay's bongo.
The man should have never been suspended in the first place. This was just, we need to do something so the woke mob doesn't come and cancel us,
And now this dude's job looks like it's over, suspended indefinitely. He's likely going to lose his job permanently. He'll probably offer some apology that won't be enough for the woke mob, and this dude might end up losing his job. This is an absolute joke.
Not as joke-worthy as these broadcasts, though. When the comments were made, which was on December 30th, Hahn was suspended at the conclusion of the game. Hahn's employer, Learfield Communications, a company based in North Carolina, released a statement which you can read on your screen. Meanwhile, the athletic director at NC State, Boo Corrigan, deferred comment to Learfield, seemingly not wanting to touch it. He received an indefinite suspension. That was until he didn't. WRAL's Brian Murphy would report Hahn's suspension would come to an end just in time for him to call NC State's basketball game against Miami on January the 14th. Thus, this guy's take would age like milk. At the time of Hahn's comments, an El Paso government website differed in rhetoric on the subject. The people crossing come from all parts of the world to escape economic devastation and extreme crime. But let's revisit a bigot spouting bigotry.
I have some good news for all of our viewers watching in straw huts in Guatemala. Our Lord and risen King, Joe Biden, has opened up our borders wider than Shay Shay's bongo.
As Brookings would write, as we view images of families and unaccompanied children attempting to flee violence in their home countries for a better life here, one cannot help but wonder if they weren't from Latin America, but white immigrants from Europe, would they be treated differently? Examining immigration policy through a systemic racism lens reveals that today's largely Latino undocumented immigrants face far harsher consequences than white Europeans of years past for the same exact offense of unauthorized entry. A system that treats immigrants differently solely to their race is essentially the textbook definition of structural racism. Furthermore, the federal government has used the term alien to describe people in the U.S. who are not citizens since at least 1798, with the passage of the Aliens and Sedition Acts. But Assemblywoman Luz Rivas, a Democrat from Arleta in the state of California, said the word has become weaponized and has been used in place of explicitly racial slurs to dehumanize immigrants.